Very quick announcement here. The Panasonic LUMIX S9 just received a minor firmware update to version 1.4. This largely appears to be to address an issue that happened during the 1.3 update, where on the Panasonic firmware update website, it now warns you that when updating to 1.3, certain settings will be reset to default. For the 1.4 update release notes, the first listed item is that it fixes an issue where some settings reverted to their default values after updating to firmware version 1.3. I certainly don't expect this update to magically revert your settings to pre-1.3 values if you've already upgraded to 1.3, but instead I interpret this to mean that if you haven't yet upgraded to 1.3, now you can update to 1.4 and not lose those settings. And no, as always, you do not have to install previous updates prior to installing this one. No matter what version of the firmware you currently have, you can update straight to the latest version 1.4. The release notes also say that it fixes an issue with the recording gain setting, but doesn't specify what the issue is or was. I'm always curious if any of you watching have had an issue with the gain setting. Please let us know in the comments, and of course, please confirm that this update fixes it. It also fixes an issue where the password authentication might not be displayed when connecting to Wi-Fi, which could, of course, be extremely annoying. And finally, it includes improved operational stability, which I think every update states. As always, download the update from the official Panasonic Update website, which you can get to by typing photojoseph.com/firmware into your browser, and it'll redirect you, or Google searching for LUMIX Firmware Update Download, which will bring you to this page. Select the Full Frame System tab, and you'll see the update for the S9, released on April 14th, 2025, to version 1.4. Click the curiously named Click to the Download page link and download from here. Double-click the downloaded .zip file, which will expand to a .bin file, and as always, macOS will whine at you that it's unable to expand the .bin, which it's not supposed to do anyway. Ignore this. Drag that .bin file to the top level of a freshly formatted SD card. Insert that card into your LUMIX S9 with a full battery, navigate to the Update page, which you'll find under the Wrench menu, then the Wrench submenu, then Firmware Version, and select Firmware Update. Follow the instructions on screen, start the update, and away you go. Of course, don't touch the camera until the update is complete, which for me took the time displayed on screen now. If you're updating from an earlier firmware version, it could take a little longer. A couple more notes. There is still a notice on the update page that firmware update via LUMIX Lab is currently unavailable. I don't know why that is, and I think it's unique to the S9 as that warning isn't on update pages for other cameras, but now you know. Also, I had a viewer in my last update video admonish me saying that you don't actually have to use a freshly formatted SD card, and that the update guide even tells you that you simply need free space larger than the file size. That'd be the update file size. That may be true, but I stand by my recommendation. If the worst should happen, I'd hate to see someone lose images on their memory card because they ran the update from a card with precious memories still stored on it. Let's not take the risk and just reformat your card first. You shouldn't be storing photos and videos on your memory card long term anyway. This isn't film. You're meant to copy the files off your cards and reformat them regularly. Finally, for those keeping track, following up on my tour of this set, I'm now experimenting with different color backgrounds per your recommendations. This is currently 10,000 degrees Kelvin white light, which comes out as a very cool blue on the set here. Let me know what you think, and over the next few videos, I'll continue to tweak it until we find the perfect balance. Some of you suggested blue, some suggested white, and some suggested warm. Pretty universally, people did not like any colors. I appreciate your input, and together, we'll make this perfect. Oh, and I swapped out that lamp behind me as well, the puzzle ball that was there. Apparently it looked too much like my head. That's it for this update. If you notice any specific changes that fall under the improved operational stability category, let us know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.